Hello, welcome to another Inside Evo. This week we've got a bit of GoPro footage from something I drove a while ago called a Praga R1. Praga is a company that is based out in Slovakia. It was founded in fact in 1907 and they built everything from motorcycles to trolley buses to artillery. And now they produce various sort of race cars and karts and that sort of thing. And the R1 is their latest car. It is quite intimidating, I have to say. When I arrived in the pit lane at Donington and first got into it, I folded all 6'5" of myself into the cabin, and it looks like a sort of three-quarter version of an LMP1 Le Mans car. It's got a 2-litre Renault engine in the back, fairly sort of humble origins, putting out 210 brake horsepower, 162 pounds-foot of torque. Doesn't sound very much, but then it weighs only 592 kilos. It's got a carbon fibre monocoque and it will do 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. The top speed is sort of entirely gearing dependent. The big thing for me is that it has huge amounts of downforce. With the weight of the car and driver can be generated in downforce, so it's equalled in downforce, I suppose, at 130 miles an hour, which is fairly incredible. Now, as the footage probably shows, it's actually surprisingly relaxed to drive because you're sort of enclosed. One of the benefits, it doesn't feel claustrophobic when you're out on track, but because you're not being buffeted by a slipstream, you can actually sort of relax after all once you got used to the idea of the downforce. The brilliant thing is, I haven't driven a lot of downforce cars. I don't do an awful lot of sort of racing. I tend to leave that to Jethro and Dickie. I like driving through a forest with somebody in the passenger seat reading to me. But I had a brilliant time at Donington. It was amazing trying to get used to the downforce and just nibbling away different corners. You go faster there, and then try and piece it all together. The gearbox is very easy. You just you clutch to pull away, a bit of a judder, and then it's just left foot braking. And you've got a Hewland box stuffed out behind the engine with a pneumatic paddle shift on the back of the steering wheel. I can't pretend to have got particularly close to the outer reaches of the car's grip limits, but I do feel like I got quite a lot out of the car at the end of the day. The perhaps biggest frustration was the fact that the engine didn't perhaps have the power to actually sort of push through all the downforce. It was easily flat down through the Craner curves once you got used to it, and you could take pretty much whatever line you wanted. And I think through some of the quicker corners you just felt like you wanted the extra power of what they're now producing, which is going to be a turbocharged version, which should be pretty exciting. So there we go. It's fairly short, but I thought you'd like to see the footage nonetheless. If you would like to see something with even more downforce, then Richard Meaden drove a Ferrari Formula 1 car, and you can watch the video of that by clicking there. Also, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We would be most grateful. You can do that by clicking there.